picks for the killers in their pool. So speaking of killers, you know, we have a lot of strong competitors pulling out the CEOtaku this year. Super excited to see who are going to be having up first on the stream set.
All right, yeah, absolutely. Looks like we're maybe even hovering a Myloo mirror match right off the start. We do love to see it. Myloo mirror matches, I feel like they're like the best commentator, like cut your teeth on this kind of matchup thing. Like I think one of my first brackets, we had a bunch of Mylias in it, and it was just, that's the trial of flames, is just keeping track of both of these super fast characters the whole time.
Yeah, there's a lot to keep track of. Obviously, it's so easy to be like, oh man, if I get knocked down, H-Disc mix-up, what am I supposed to do? But you're supposed to, you know, try and fight your way in the neutral, either keep her out or wait for her to land and catch her on the way down. But it's definitely something, especially if you're just warming up. First stream match of the day, first match in your pools, you know, you got to shake out the nerves from your hands. Yeah,
and I mean, for both of these players too, you know, Myloo is such a personable character. There's so much personality in the way that those players are running their mix. Even if you know everything there is to know about the Myloo, you, as the other Myloo, are just like, okay, what kind of habits does this other player have? What can I actually download in? Getting in a round start. Oh,
all right, looks like we're just doing a quick little button check, make sure all the buttons are good, especially with the first match, right? You don't want to blame first game on, oh man, my dust was binded to my burst, etc., etc. It's like, okay, I've seen you run up gold burst before. I know you're that kind of guy, but I guess we'll take it. So just gotta make sure the buttons are all good.
Always got to go for the button check. I feel like, you know, I mean, got to check your latency and stuff too, but always never get peer pressured into not doing the button check when you're sitting down, because, like, you know, just have that peace of mind for yourself. Take the couple extra seconds. It won't extend bracket by too much. It'll make your first game so much smoother.
Exactly. When they're like, oh yeah, I should be good off the button check, that doesn't mean you don't have to be too polite and be like, oh, I guess I'm okay off the button check too. I don't want to hold it up, bro. Don't be that guy. It's all good just to make sure everything is chilling. And I believe we're going to be heading into it. Game number 1 here. First set over here at Guilty Gear Strive Pools.
Very excited for all of this. We got the Myloo mirror match here at CEOtaku 2023. Very excited. I believe I saw one of the names. I didn't catch both of them, but I do know FKA Bread. They've been a beginner player who has really been coming up a lot lately. They've been on the grind. They play a very fast Myloo, but
hell yeah. I see that bracket about nothing tag representing right now against iSteve 777. Definitely getting lucky with the fastball throw to start that pressure immediately, but quick little drop in the 2S though.
Going to go over the 6K and the 2K2D. Bursting early here, just trying to escape the pressure. Lots of 5Ps. That Myloo 5P is such a potent button. Look at the anti-air on the close slash.
And it reaches to the skies. I thought the scaling was going to give you one more opportunity after the wall break, but starting it off strong with a perfect here.
And I thought they nerfed damage in this game, but apparently not. We got an immediate run in here. iSteve is really looking powerful right now, but that's just kind of one of the aspects of this matchup, is whoever's in the driver's seat just looks so dominant the whole time.
All right, nice little use of the Wild Assault here, but now it means you don't have a burst to try and make your way out of this situation. Just gradually waiting on the defense. Nice pull up with a 2B. That is beautiful, right? So you get the counter hit, should get you the knockdown, but unfortunately the burst gets the situation back for iSteve. Once again, keeping the pressure going with the RCs.
Keeping it positive here. We're running the mix in the corner. Just going straight into the super, continuing those plus frames, and a little frame trap is going to be enough. iSteve takes the first match here. Very nicely done. Yeah, I mean, Myloo is such a character that is so squishy and has such a hard time in some of these escaping situations. That, you know, without the 5P and some of the other decent Apari options that she does have, you can just, once the Myloo gets the, you know, the Vortex running, Gold Burst unfortunately does get blocked. Only -2 on that, but does find a little bit of a punish.
Yeah, so they made it safe, but it's still losing your turn, right? And especially if you're a little too afraid to try and fight your way back here. Again, you're going to be eating so much of this H-Disc mix. The second overhead on the same side, but again, like you were saying, Pariah, getting caught out by that anti-air 5P to get a full confirm into the cross-up, but drops it at the end there.
Now seeing some FD breaking into the side swap. Oh, calls out the fake pressure with the throw. Straight into the disc. JH does connect into the super immediately. Look at that damage coming down. And that's Myloo being so squishy. It makes Myloo look like she does a lot of damage again. Oh, gets a 5P anti-air, but unfortunately does get thrown afterwards.
And this is so heartbreaking, right? Beautiful use of the 5P, like you're saying, but some of these confirms towards the end, right? Myloo is known for her looping Oki, but if you're not able to finish the combo, whether it's nerves, whether it's just, you know, forgetting the root in that moment, you know, you're not able to leverage that really strong ability. But again, Icy running away with the round here.
There we go, a little 6P coming out from Bread. We're gonna see if they can make something happen. So far, Icy, nice job. Trying to call out that fake disc with a little bit of run-up blocking.
Oh, the air guard BRC under, but still gets caught on the way down. Again, Ice-Steve just has so much meter to keep this pressure going. No, didn't RC off of it, and a counter hit close attack is going to get dropped once again by FKA Bread, but this one does not drop. Reset into the Capel.
Down the corner, always a good tool. Ice-Steve falling for some of the staggered pressure a little bit, just throwing out the H-Disc in neutral. Ice-Steve has been navigating this neutral so well against Bread and really turning that into a lot of these big conversions.
Yeah, Bread, again, is just getting a couple good hits. They know when to look for these anti-airs. Okay, you're going up into the sky, double air dash into the fastball. I have so much time. Let me stick out the 5P. It's safe anyway, but if you're not getting those confirms, again, you're leaving so much damage on the table.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Early burst coming out from Bread now.
Oh, blocking the overhead, the 2P interrupt, but again, you know, not going to get that knockdown. Ice-Steve still going to take that chance, says, all right, if you're not going to put me into the disc, I'll do it myself with the throw.
Yeah, Bread is showing a lot of really good options on getting out of the pressure, but it's just not really converting them particularly well into the hard knockdown situations that you're really looking for on the mixed character. We're going to see, though, this is the last opportunity, potentially match point. Nice 5P after the Capel. And these JPs as well, they're just slightly too slow on the close slash follow-ups here.
Yeah, and a big counter hit 6H is going to bring you over to the corner here. Ice-Steve has so much meter, but not going to use the Wild Assault off the air ratting. I don't think you have time to get that hard knockdown, but I haven't even seen them really using that new mechanic, so maybe not super used to it. The burst coming off from FKA Bread, this could be your final stand.
You really have one good opportunity here. A little red RC off of the hair car.
Okay.
And this could be it. Bread could be fully online here. Misses the close slash, though. The Capel lands.
Yep, trade on the 5P, break that glass, but again, it's a one-touch situation for both of them. Ice-Steve has so much meter behind it, and another 50 to try and get something going. Sticking to the skies, but no punish off that BRC.
Oh, you do not quite find it. This is fake mix. Did not find a mash option. Both players have a little bit of burst meter. We might see a deflect shield come out. The JP after the Capel lands again, but the 2K is enough. Ice-Steve takes it 3-0.
Oh, and that is heartbreaking. You were so close to bringing it to that round 3, but again, just leaving tiny bits of damage on the table is not going to be enough. Again, a 3-0 for Ice-Steve. Moving on to winners round 2. But still, you know, like you were saying, if you're heading over from the beginner bracket, you know, bracket about nothing, all the way here to having a good performance over at CEOtaku 2023, you got to be proud of yourself. You had some good moments in there, and you still have your losers run as well.
Absolutely. And Bread is definitely a person to be watching out for in that bottom bracket situation. Down in the hell bracket, we'll be seeing, though, definitely Steve was looking really solid. That's not a Myloo that I want to be facing in round 2. That's for sure.
We're safe over here on the commentary desk. That's not part of our pool, so unless we make it out, you know, we don't have to worry about that Myloo in particular. But again, there are so many strong players who pulled up to CEOtaku 2023. If you guys even just skim through the pools, you're going to be seeing so many of these high-level names that you're like, oh man, I don't want to be in that pool. I don't want to be in that one. Wait. They all have killers in them. So
it's
no easy pool
monsters
here.
All the way down. And I mean, you know, it's really nice to see kind of a smaller size of Strive bracket. We got 400 people here. It's a huge bracket in general, but you know, seeing some of the pools that are just shaking out where it's like, oh, we actually have multiple monsters in this pool now. So it's like, oh yeah, this is just all terrifying. And
it's spooky. Spooky, scary. You know, Strive doesn't have the largest character roster across, you know, a lot of these fighting games, but there's still so many of these matchups that it's like, oh, okay, my training partner is Axel, and I got Milia and a Mei in my scene. But you know, so many of these characters have so much depth to their game plans that if you haven't run into it enough times, you know, it can be a little bit scary. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the nerves. Okay, I'm here at the major. I'm here in Orlando, Florida. I got to do my best representing myself or my team. Then all of a sudden, it's like, bro, I've never played against Asuka before. Why does he have like 3 different colors of cubes? Why is this one rainbow and it goes so slow? I guess I can just run into it and then you're eating 50%. He's got like the auto card draw, the auto mana regen.
What does this staff do? I don't understand. I mean, you know, a lot of people, you know, we've been practicing the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat just came out. Lots of really fun games. You know, Armor Core just came out. You're just taking a little bit of a break from Strive. You didn't quite catch an update on the Johnny. You know, you might be finding yourself one of those Johnnies who's been doing nothing but grinding, and who's up here. Who's up here to tear it up for sure. Looks like we got our next players locked in here.
Yeah, it is a great time to be not only a fighting game player, but a video game enjoyer in general, right? Like you were saying, Armored Core 6. Of course, I know a bunch of you are on that Baldur's Gate grind, but I'm just saying, if you're in Strive Pools and you pull up against the silly, funny wizard, that Asuka, I don't know, if you've been playing too much Baldur's Gate, building up your sorcerer, you're worried about the wrong spells.
Yeah,
is all I'm going to say. So
you're not rolling for initiative in that kid situation.
Oh, no, you're getting surprised. All right, waiting up for this next match here.
We're going to find out. We're rolling through that character select. I do think I see a Faust hiding over there on the screen. Very exciting. I am such a Faust player fan. And not even, it's not a character that I would ever play or see myself playing, but I think I see more Faust tech on my Twitter timeline than I see for characters that I play. Like, you
like follow the hashtag, you're like, please give me more of this. So like, actually, do you want a Faust E into 2P round start? It's like, okay, sure, I suppose so.
Faust also some really interesting buffs. The ability to eat the item in the new patch is a really, really cool thing. I've seen some setups where, you know, when you have a bomb eaten, you can just initiate your own bombo, which I think is really, really nice.
You have it stored up so you know you got it guaranteed. Sometimes you can pull the item from off screen, so it's like neither of you know. It's still RNG, but you got it stocked up. So you got a button check stocked up here. You got to make sure everything is all good before we head into our next match.
You know, I always love watching the kind of psychology of the button check. You know, there's some players that will block your round start gold burst on the button check, and there's some players who will just like try to run it down on button check. Some will just like back up, be nice and respectful. But you always know when there's that one player who just like does a super aggro round start and like does a B&B combo into the wall on button check, and it's like, wait a second, this is button check. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I know my stuff
We're doing
works.
a little too much here, man. I can tell your buttons work. Let's load on in. Let's load on into our next match. We're going to be seeing some Faust versus Gold Lewis action. So we got the Doctor versus the Security, the Absolute Defense pulling up.
Secretary of Absolute Defense. I'm excited to see what kind of pulls in here. Faust does have some of those kind of zoner tendencies that Gold Lewis tends to struggle with, but I think that in this matchup, Faust is a little bit more, compared to the other zoners in the game at the very least, it has a little bit more trouble. Has to actually interact with the Gold Lewis a little bit. Like we got Harukosimp and Gundog here.
Oh, that was almost so sick. The Wild Assault dropped, but the backwards hitbox on the 6B into the Behemoth Typhoon already getting quite a bit of damage on the side of Harukosimp. But, oh no, they get the item toss, and it's Trumpet Afro. That is rough, but at least you land into it. You got the fast parade on your side.
Yeah, do actually get it. A little guard crush on the Afro as well here. There we go.
All right, 50% meter available for both sides. We're going to get caught up by the Skyfish, that machine gun, just catching you swimming out here. No. The pools are outside. In here, we got pools where you're fighting for your life.
Exactly. All the machine guns coming out again. Trying to get that FD. Just trying to find an opening. Just has a tiny bit of HP left. You're going to get chipped out so easily right now. With that security gauge building up as well. Nice smash coming out from the Gundog.
Yeah, Harukosimp being a little bold with the J2Ks, right? Super jumping to the top of the screen. They're like, okay, I'm waiting for you to whiff something. I have so much travel time. But if Gundog is playing reactive, right, you get the 6B into that knockdown, and all of a sudden Gold Lewis is running his game plan.
For sure. I mean, you know, it's the funny meme of Gold Lewis players tricking you into blocking a single time and then winning the game, you know?
Cut to the victory screen.
And Gold Lewis, I did hear there was some buffs for some of the aerial buttons for the Gold Lewis, so it's a lot more viable for the approaches. Love these J2. These dive kicks are going absolutely great. Here's the reversal. We're turning a little bit here. That's going to be a good chunk of damage to that security meter as well.
There we go. Gundog didn't even need to use that Wild Assault to close it out here. A Behemoth Typhoon brings us into game number 2. Gundog, first game on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of scrambles in the corner for sure. Harukosimp showing they're a big fan of that J2K. Gundog going to have to figure out how to anti-air that a little bit, but...
All right, back out to the mid-screen here. No, but the Skyfish going to get caught out by that meteor shower. Should have checked the weather before you left home this morning, but it's going to be same side overhead again for another knockdown to force out Haruko's burst.
There's that dive kick once again. Nice meeting in the corner, going into frame trap with the mix. There's the low, calling it out big. There's the Gold Lewis Millia mix. Gundog is looking comfortable now.
Dude, I was going to say, I know we had the Millia mirror earlier, but, you know, maybe we do have the soul of Millia pulling up here. I'm just saying, Gold Lewis, for how heavy that coffin is, he's a pretty agile dude.
For sure.
Oh, but it got interrupted by the hammer on the way down here, but still pushing Haruko over to the corner. You get a 5P match, but what are you really going to get out of it? Again, a straight hit J2K doesn't get you a huge knockdown situation.
A little clash of the supers here. Faust's going to pick up the Afro on the way in. Actually interesting that I didn't realize the Gold Lewis laser didn't pop the Afro.
Right? I assumed, I thought it would set it on fire, but set on fire with this white wild assault here, trying to get something going pretty even on the health. Leads to a one-touch situation for both, just waiting for that 50-meter to come back up.
No cancel on the overhead. Mini Faust tried to save the day, but it wasn't enough as Gundog struggled a little bit more in that second round. Definitely Harukosimp finding some of the adjustments they needed to make, which is really, really good to see. Even it's so good to see, you know, close matches even this early in the bracket. You got to make them work for it nonetheless. There's that J2K landing again, finding the conversion off of it as well. Mini Faust is here. Going to be keeping things safe. Nice jump over the Mini Faust. Really good timing on that for Gundog.
Oh man, but Gundog is just so on point with his 6Vs, right? Knows Harukosimp is trying to take to the air. Oh, I don't want to fight the Behemoth Typhoon on the ground or hold these plus frames, but if you're being predictable with that air movement, you're going to get sniped out all the same.
That house 2H going to the J2K once again. That's a big counter hit. Trade. Lots of meter available as well, bursting out. A little bit of a heroic burst, but with this much meter, you can make anything happen in this game with 100 meter. Mix fast the laser, but unfortunately, the close slash is going to be enough. Gundog takes it.
It was such a smart idea to do super jump J2K to try and go to the other side, right? Because as soon as it hits Gold Lewis, the laser disappears. But still, again, if you're being predictable with the air movement, you get that anti-air enough to close it out, and we are on set point for Gundog.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that mix is so negative. There's some tricks that you can do to make it a little bit safer, but we're talking, you know, a couple of frames here and there. It's not really going to save your life.
Exactly. All right, but Mini Faust here trying to be the homie, trying to save Haruko's life here in the winner's side, but JK into the J2K. Okay, keep it to the skies right now, just trying to catch Gundog's approach.
Harukosimp also has so much meter. Oh, this is a terrifying Gold Lewis combo, though. Are you dead? Oh my goodness, we didn't even need to churn, and you are dead, and that is Gundog taking it 3-0. Very nicely done. Good showing on the Gold Lewis.
There we go. Moving on. Alrighty. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream here. Again, we are over at twitch.tv/funkyp, so if you guys are enjoying the Guilty Gear Strive action, we got so much throughout the weekend, so make sure to hit them with the follow or the subscribe if you guys are feeling so generous.
Yeah, tons of events here this weekend, and the streams are all going to be running all weekend, basically. You know, lots of really exciting stuff. People are already cooking up. I know there's some Beyblade coming out later.
Yeah.
We're super excited. But for right now, we got even more Strive on the way. We got some more players already lined up. Hopefully, at this point, it's starting to hit that point where, you know, you can kind of hear the lull of the room, you know. Everyone's hit that point where you've had enough time. If you're going 0-2, you might have already gone 0-2, but hey, no worries. There's plenty of casuals. We got the arcade set up. We got the karaoke set up if you're interested in that.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to hit that up later. You guys know. If any of you are in venue, let me know. I'm trying to pull up, you know, do a couple duets here and there. And hopefully you guys are enjoying these side events going on here at CEOtaku. Like Paradox is saying, you know, we got karaoke, we got Artist Alley to stop by, and there's so many amazing artists that you guys can stop by and support if you're feeling so generous. If you got some room in your luggage, I'm sure you can get a printer too. You already know there's some amazing artists out there that I would love to see you guys support.
For sure. I mean, or just collect all of the artists' Twitter. That's what I end up doing. At the end of the day, I don't got room in my bag, but I gotta collect all those business cards, follow them all on Twitter later.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
All right, waiting up here for our next match. Players are just making sure their controllers are all plugged in. Probably going to see a button check as well here.
Yep.
And we got some more Guilty Gear Strive in the back. If you guys, you know, are curious, while we have some downtime here, I believe twitch.tv/CEO Gaming is also running their own Guilty Gear Strive stream. So if you guys want to have both of them up, one monitor for us, one monitor for CEO Gaming, hey, feel free to stop by. There's so much amazing action going on right now throughout the entire weekend, so make sure to stop on by.
A little bit of a pep talk up here for the players.
You got it, buddy. Don't get hit and then hit him.
Yeah,
That's all you got to do.
So the thing you want to do is you're going to want to reduce their HP to 0 while keeping your HP above 0.
So what if I kill them after they kill me? I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, you know, if you're behind, you can get those. Are we really about to see an Asuka versus Bedman? What rare air. This is some chef's kiss.
Oh, no, I thought I saw the Bedman too. Yeah. It was that last second swap. I'm like, yes, no, yes.
I got bait. All right. I got mixed. That's why I'm not in the pools.
Exactly. All good. We got Asuka, R, Kreutz versus the Happy Chaos here. Probably going to see a button check, so we'll check it out as we load in here.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with these two characters, right? Pretty technical. Definitely someone you want to make sure you're all good on before heading into it for real.
You want to make sure you're good, and you want to make sure that you're ready with the latency and everything too.
Yeah.
Both of these characters, you know, I don't think I've seen this exact matchup before, but I've been watching a lot of Asuka.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of good players who have been cooking it up on Asuka, and it definitely seems, you know, Asuka hasn't really like propelled up, had that major showing. CEOtaku might be the one, but you know, Asuka is a really good anime character, and I think just brings Strive down into that like feeling more like an anime game.
Wait. Pride, did you see that?
Did we get mixed again?
I think we did. So there's the classic out here, guys. For those of you who don't know, or maybe you're not familiar with offline events, you can pull up with a different character into the button check, kind of load up your opponent's RAM, like, oh, what do I do against Happy Chaos? And now you're heading back to the Bedman. You're like, I almost showed my hand earlier.
I love it.
But now you gotta address the silly, funny bed lady.
And I mean, listen, and that is kind of that mental game, right? We were talking about earlier of the button check. You can just do whatever you want. Yep. You know, some people even just picking a different color is enough to throw your opponent off.
Exactly. Sometimes, you know, you gotta switch your own color to make sure you get that mental buff. But the JS sniping you out of the sky with a huge counter hit for JurassicOri.
We got JurassicOri and Beanibee coming in here. This is a really interesting matchup, too. I feel like Bedman has such good anti-zoner with the spike and with the error follow-up. But Asuka also, if you just let Asuka stay at full screen, something is going wrong for you.
Yeah, exactly. Still got that mana shield, but look in that bottom left, right? We're about to break it. And once that mana shield is down, Asuka takes so much damage. The defense multiplier is literally negative, but forcing out the burst to try and get your mana back in time.
This is terrifying. Yeah, you absolutely do not want to be getting hit here. A little red RC. The mana did come back in time to save you from death on this wall break, but wild assault rather.
Yep, I agree. You have the positive bonus, right? So you don't want to take any extra into the next round. You're trying to rob this back, but Rob with the back throw is stuck in the corner. Keep it for no, the 2H was a little bit too late, but it's all good. 2P got me if nobody else got me.
Yeah, absolutely. Little 2P, little panic reset there in the corner. Here the spikes are starting to come out. You know, because Asuka is one of those things, when Asuka's at that full screen situation, is able to just throw all the cubes they want, shuffle their deck as much as they want. When they get to play the mill deck Asuka, get that mana regen going, it can be a terrifying situation. But Bedman can kind of play like a gorilla at full screen with some of these spikes.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta have that projectile available to try and challenge, but especially when they have the multi-cubes, you can only clear out so much at a time. We're gonna be seeing the install super here, trying to get something going, get those installs up to keep clearing the junk off the screen and gradually make Beanibee's way over to the corner.
Absolutely huge damage, getting the mana break as well. Very nicely done. Beanibee hooking it up on the Bedman a little bit.
There we go. Tied up in round number one here. Full burst on both sides as well.
There's those fireballs clashing with the Asuka fireballs, making it really difficult. Bedman got some really good quality of life changes in this most recent patch.
Still stuck in the air. Yeah, so many plus frames off, especially on that air block. Now we're going to get a little bit of that mana recharge, but we're looking pretty low. JurassicOri, if you get caught out here, that could be the mana shield, but these counter hits buying you some time at least.
Trying to spend the meter for the red RC, get some of the mana back, spending that HP as well.
Yep. Especially when you have a life lead like this, you are so heavily focused on the mana, because if that breaks, anything is a 1 or 2 touch situation, right? So you got to prioritize that secondary resource. Use the burst, said, all right, let me hold on to this tiny amount, the 1 MP in a dream here, and all the tension in the world with that positive bonus. JurassicOri takes game number 1.
And that's the epitome of you can do anything in this game with a 100 meter. If you don't, you don't have the confidence, you don't have the mana that you might have needed to get the full kill there, let's spend another couple red RCs. You'll be able to get there eventually.
Exactly. Just keep it going with that positive bonus here. So, especially with the Wild Assault, right? A lot of characters have a lot more consistent access to that positive bonus and that wall break from any particular hit, but it's how these players are going to use it, right? Are we going to use it more for offense to try and keep their turn, or are we going to try and go into that positive bonus? Going into this cube here, and now you're stuck in the corner.
Yep, we're going to be shuffling through our deck a little bit. RC to keep the pressure going as well. JurassicOri getting back thrown, but it's looked really, really smooth this so far.
Oh, caught with the guard crush, the explosion head keeping you locked down in the corner here. Could have been able to RC there, but just wasn't quite ready for the confirm. That was going to be a wall break for Beanibee.
There we go, that's so much damage, and you have to deal with having no mana left. Red RC up, going for the mix and the fake out JD with the down air dash. I love to see that.
Yep, so Bedman has that 8-way air dash, and it also got a little bit faster in Season 3, right? So maybe if you're really looking for it, you're able to react to it, but still quite the evil mix-up situation. But Throw keeps you in the corner, a little bit more mana in the bank as well. JurassicOri hasn't really been looking for the mana regen or the auto card draw, just says, all right, let me kill you before I run out of this mana.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely love seeing the expression through the test cases that the Oscar players, I feel like, tend to lean on one specific test case. You know, it's more of a personality pick than something you swap out rapidly between your matches.
Exactly. There's so many cards anyway in each of those separate test cases, you know, you kind of want to pick one and then master it, but I don't know, maybe some of those players are like, okay, I can seamlessly flow through all of them, but Ori flowing through, bringing us all the way over to the corner with a huge counter hit, 6H. It's not going to be able to kill, but you're in a good spot, but it's going to be a little bit till you get that 50 meter.
It is a really nice spot to be in. The install, though, is coming out.
Oh, caught with the cube?
No, not quite. See who can outzone who. The guard crush coming in from the fireballs. Not quite getting a confirm here. No Red RC and the JP.
The JP from the sky is actually the aerial, like, GG shake my hand, but all good. We still got one more round here.
Yeah. You know, both of these characters, the Bedman's got the dap me up, and then
again, the Wild Assault dap me up to get you that hard knockdown here. Says, hold on, you got to hold this pressure for just a little bit more. Beanibee has the positive bonus available, but holding on to the RC, right? Knows that Ori is respecting that you have that RC behind you, and they're going to lose their life for it, tying up the set count 1-1.
Yeah. Beanibee with a really, really good comeback. Finally, like, kind of taking advantage of the mana break. We're gonna go back to character selection. We might be seeing a character swap come in here. I know JurassicOri is known for that Leo Wine Fang. I mean, you know, if the Oscar doesn't work out, it's always nice to kind of have that fallback character.
Exactly. You know, Asuka, definitely a pretty strong character from the showings that we've been seeing more recently with Season 3. But again, those technical characters, it can be difficult to try and keep all of that game plan in your head, especially when you can't predict what cards are going to be on the screen. You constantly have to keep your eyes glued on your mana, your secondary resources, etc. Sometimes you just want to pull up and get into that back turn stance as we head into game number 3.
We can live in the 2K, 5K, DP. Now we're in the back turn stance. JurassicOri already coming out swinging right now. 50 meter and a super through the wall. Hard knockdown on the other side.
All right, look at all that damage. Yeah, the back dash shimmy not going to get you too much, but Beanibee's still going to get caught up by the 2S here. A quick perfect to start off game 3.
You know, I always say that you have to pay a one stock tax for swapping characters. You got to mentally get yourself into the right mindset. But I think that JurassicOri was just already in the Leo mindset while they were playing Asuka.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a comfort pick like that, right, it's so easy to kind of lean back into that muscle memory. Some people take a little bit longer to warm up, but it seems like Ori really just running away with this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Running some nice Leo pressure, pushing. Beanibee over into the wall. Back turn stance. Going for a jump as well. Oh my goodness. Forcing the burst out immediately. Spending that meter the second that hit comes through. Red RC up. Going for the 8-way air dash. I love seeing some use for that 8-way air dash as well.
Yeah, I love the air dashes back, right, to kind of stay at this weird, uncomfortable medium range from JurassicOri. Said, all right, let me try and end my turn, but if you try and pull up here, you're going to get caught up with the projectile, but it's all good. We got air grab to bring you back down to the ground.
Coming in. Nice DP, calling out the gap. Very nicely done. That flash kick. Still cooking it up. They took away the H flash kick, but you know, the S flash kick does just as well right now in those situations.
Exactly. At that pixel health, you know, all you need is that one hit, find the gap, it's all good. You had enough health to live it anyway, but Beanibee already looking pretty low on the health right now, 50% down in just one interaction. For sure.
Fireball into the RC to keep the pressure going, push back into the corner.
All right, beautiful match, finding the 2K2D, but again, this SDP is just coming up so huge for Ori. Knows that there is some natural frame trap, quote-unquote frame trap opportunities that, you know, are DP central as far as JurasicOri is concerned.
For sure. But now, looks like Beanibee is in the driver's seat a little bit, rocking with those fireballs, has a 100-meter as well, but look at the RC into the cross-up. Very nicely done. You got RPS around that back turn stance, but... And we are one round away from JurasicOri taking the set. Set point right now, but all right, trade on the JS here. Trying to use the Wild Assault, but again, these frame traps are just constantly getting DP'd by Ori, stealing their turn back. Yep. Very, very nicely done. Oh, it might have been a Wild Assault attempt there, but no meter available for it.
Just that sliver left. They were like, oh, I got the 50. Oh, never mind. It's 48. Hold on. I might need some interest on this load real quick. Interested in finding a way out here, but Beanibee just struggling. You don't even have any meter. Oh, God. What do we do?
No, the blocks were so good, but you can only block for so long. Trying to get a back dash in. Nice RPS option chosen by Ori. Looks like Ori will be taking it. Very, very nicely done.
Moving on 3-1. We saw some signs of life against the Asuka, but once you head back onto that comfort pick, the Leo spent hours on the character. You know, it's pretty difficult, I'll tell you what.
For sure, absolutely. I mean, the Bedman, you know, had a lot of really good quality of life changes, but does still have some struggles as far as the Strive roster goes. I'm just glad to see Bedman players existing, you know?
Exactly.
The fact that they're finally kind of added to the game, I'm loving that for them.
Yep, coming out of the woodwork. You know, I still hear some complaints like, oh, okay, you know, the risk reward just isn't too crazy. I wish they did a little bit more damage, had a bit more pressure, but I don't know. I see some innovators on the character, so I'm excited to see more tech come through on the timeline as you guys continue to innovate Bedman. So
for sure. Yeah, do love seeing. I mean, it's so nice seeing where the lab monsters kind of fall in a lot of these situations. You know, some of the characters don't have quite as robust a labbing community, and there's like one or two people who are out there, but you see them still out there grinding with those daily Twitter posts. We find the tech, we share it all with each other. That's one of the most beautiful things about the FGC in general. You know, there's I hope nobody's saving it for majors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're already here, right? We're over here at CEOtaku 2023. So for those of you saving that tech for majors, I mean, this is your time, right?
Yep.
And you got to pull out that secret tech for the pools, right? Yep. You know, like we were mentioning earlier, you can't save it for top 48 or top 24 because there are killers stationed in each one of these pools. There are so many amazing matches heading up your way, so I'm excited to see it.
It's so easy to find yourself in a situation where you end up against that unknown OD Anji, and you're like, you know, oh, I know everything I need to know about the Anji matchup, and then this one, you know, just some Florida local player cruising on in, and it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm in some trouble here, and
ooey gooey chewy Snickers just like pulls up on you, says, all right, have you seen Mirare? It's like, what is that? It's like, oh, you're gonna find out. You're gonna see it quite a bit during the set if you don't know what it's called.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what.
Nice. Yeah, we're getting in set up for our next match. Really good stuff so far from all the players, though. We see some of the crowd starting to thin out a little bit. See, I always love watching, you know, it's always good seeing kind of the homies pooling around the pools, cheering on their friends. See which ones of the matches are getting the big crowds pulled in. People slowly dropping from bracket. They're like, oh, let me go spectate my friends. Oh, this top player is over here. Let me go see if I can steal some tech for my character. See what we got going. We got the screwdriver out here. It's all right. I got to do some live modifications to my stick. Hold up. Make sure it's all good. Hopefully the stick is working. Yeah, I certainly do hope so. Imagine they're just doing it as like a aesthetic choice. They're like, oh, actually, against Asuka, I like to play half red and half white buttons. You know, maybe they're bored? Oh, maybe something got pinched. I'm assuming they went into character select and they're, you know, one of their buttons just like was not working out the way they were thinking. Right. We'll see. Hopefully, I mean, it's good to be able to have that versatility to be able to fix your stick on the fly. I'm glad he had the screwdriver available. You know, worst case is like, oh man, what do I do? Do I have to borrow a stick? You know, if you can troubleshoot your own stuff on the fly, there you go. And also, there's so many people out here that get to, 10, you know? Yeah. I'm not the greatest at modding my controllers. You know, sometimes I put the silly, funny art in, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to figure it out.
is chilling the way it is.
Exactly. Now we're going to see how those repairs go. In the meantime, make sure to check out and follow for the Funky P stream. We're here at CEOtaku. This is the 7th CEOtaku. The badges this year look amazing, by the way. I don't know.
They do.
We got the commentator badge, but they have the 7th CEOtaku competitor badges as well. Really, really good stuff. They got some new merch and stuff. A lot of the CEOtaku stuff this year looks awesome. Big shout out to Bailey and all them for putting it on.
Hell yeah. Bro pulled the you pulled the ID card out, like your security detail. Sorry, are you authorized to be here behind the desk? Sorry, my name's J2. I'm just here to commentate some Guilty Gear Strive. Is that okay? Yeah, you can go in.
Exactly.
Who do you know here? Yeah. I know you, bro.
I think I could just probably stand at the door and look menacing, throw on some sunglasses, and just be like, hey, you can't come in here, actually.
Yeah, right? Just like Dorito stands up, just like flare the lats a little bit. They're like, oh, sorry, I thought this was my pool. I guess probably tomorrow. It's like, nah, you can come.
Your pools are canceled, kid.
You're chilling. Nothing personnel, kid. Teleport's behind you.
Very good stuff, though. Loving it all so far. Looks like we are about to be getting in, at the very least, a character select.
Okay. I think I see a swapped out stick, so we're probably going to be seeing the substitute here. At least it's the same layout, so should be all good. This is what you got to do sometimes. Aw, man, if there's tech issues, you make it work. You ask around, all right, do you have something I can borrow? And it's all good. We got all the FGC heads here. We're not here to be like, oh, man, if you broke your stick, you're on your own, buddy. You know, we want to see some amazing Guilty Gear Strive action. Action across all these amazing games over here at CEOtaku 2023. So loading on into it. Probably going to see a button check as well. I feel like, if anything, this is a pretty important button check, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, Happy Chaos and Johnny are both, like we said earlier, you got to get that latency. You got to be ready for the PlayStation kind of difference that can happen if you're not already ready. But I'm super excited for this one. Happy Chaos is looking pretty dang good this patch. I mean, when isn't Happy Chaos looking good? But Johnny
huge,
also, you know, I picked up Johnny recently and is so fun.
Oh, yeah.
Killer theme, awesome character, lots of fun to combo route with.
Yep.
We're going to see what kind of mix we got on deck here with the Johnny.
I see that state switch too. Yeah, I saw the May shift and I was like, we're not going to play on this one, right, guys? You know, we're all on the same page. All good. We got the Sahara Desert here, chilling out, trying to make sure we got the most lagless setup possible for the Happy Chaos versus Johnny action here.
Yeah, definitely want to keep it as lagless as possible for sure. We're gonna see. There's some interesting stuff that's kind of coming out in the ether. Seeing some of the new defensive mechanics, which name I suddenly can't remember. That 6K though is really the crux of a lot of what you're gonna be seeing for this matchup. I feel like if Dr. Dinosaur can find some gaps to use that 6K in, it could be huge. Playing some of that zoner game, the guard crush in the air. Show over on the Happy Chaos, big counter hit.
Yeah, the walk-up menacingly into close slash, and then the full screen. You thought you were safe for the steady aim, but Joker trick, that full screen super gonna break you right on through the wall.
Oh, a little bit of fake pressure getting called out by the back throw. Very nicely done.
Yep.
This could be a Happy Chaos moment for sure. The YRC is gonna try to help.
Oh, caught up with a card explosion on that mist miner. You know, that's a weird angle, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you're thinking, oh, okay, I backdash far enough, and it catches you out with that 45 degree. You're like, come on, man. Why I gotta play geometry against this swordsman?
Exactly. Show getting a little bit unlucky with the whiff gunshots, trying to pull it out a little bit, but we're going to do a little Happy Chaos combo.
Yeah, already we're seeing delays on the normal into at the ready, right? Trying to go for a frame trap, see what Dr. Dinosaur is leaning towards doing on the defense, but if they're going to play patient, you might as well just keep on going for that mix, but getting caught up by the card on the way down.
Yep, and that's the classic, the PRC off of the card. We do have that card on the ground there, but Show's going to manage to jump out. This is a big counter hit moment. Oh, and a follow-up on the fake American reset.
Oh, fool me once, shame on you, but after the burst, not going to go immediately into the steady aim. Knows you have that 50 meter for the Joker trick, and now that you've used it, you don't have anything to try and make your way in from the full screen.
Absolutely, and I think that is going to be a nice little Happy Chaos combo through the wall. Slash going over to Show.
Alright, tied up here on the round count, but Dr. Dinosaur is looking huge on the burst. I don't think we've been seeing them really utilize the Wild Assault, right? So there was a burst earlier that could have been avoided if you stripped the burst gauge with that Wild Assault, but Dr. Dinosaur just trying to hold on to it for the defense here. I agree. Oh no, but Johnny isn't immediately able to block after the dash, but able to hold it out here.
Yeah, it does have some frames of being very vulnerable, which is one of the reasons why you got to be so careful, especially in the Happy Chaos matchup, right? Like, you can't even play the dash blocking RPS game because you're already out.
Yeah, you got to commit pretty hard here, but committing for the air grab and actually whiffing, unfortunate. Yeah, at that angle, that Mistminer is not quite going to catch, but Dr. Dinosaur gets one more chance at life, I'd say, as they get sniped out. All right, one more chance. You have the FD available, but again, like you said, Prior, this dash block situation is pretty rough for Dr. Dinosaur, especially when we have that focus concentration applied.
The focus super is down, starting to pull some of the fake pressure in order to get the reload. The concentration is down, but if you get hit too hard here, in a rough situation. Happy Chaos does have some defensive issues. You know, Johnny can be a really pressure-focused character. Nice jump in by Dr. Dinosaur with the TK Finder as well. What is my name? We're going to go through the wall here. I don't think we're quite dead, but
the J to break the glass here, a one-touch situation on both sides. Are we going to see the 2P match? No, just a walk back. Okay, but unfortunate that 5K. Maybe you were looking for a meteor or something for Dr. Dinosaur, but getting dashed up here, this Deus Ex Machina should catch out the dash and take game number 1 for Show.
Nicely done, Show. Showing some of that matchup knowledge, you know, taking advantage of the fact that Johnny can't be dash blocking like that. Really scary stuff. And I mean, Joker Trick gets used in a lot of very similar situations. You know, I kind of like Happy Chaos using the super in that same kind of vein.
Exactly. You know, these players are kind of learning from each other as they play the set, right? You see that a lot in the mirror. Oh, okay, here's the technique that I'm aware of. I forgot about it in my mental stack, but you can do that between characters too, right? Oh, I have the full screen super, and you don't have that dash block capability, so might as well just go for something crazy. But Dr. Dinosaur baiting out the YRC.
Really good so far. A little bit of strike throw pressure coming out. And there's the meaty. The card will break the wall, so you unfortunately don't get to spend any of that shiny meter, but a PRC off of the vault. Ooh, and kills it. We take those for sure. Dr. Dinosaur looking good.
Flip on over, PRC back, go for the empty low, drop the combo, but just do 2K again. That's all you need, right?
Now we got the curse applied. Oh, Mistminer just barely dodging the bullet there.
Yeah, beautifully placed with a Misty step forward, but, you know, able to get some pressure here, walk up for the close slash. This pressure has been so scary for Show, right? I feel like every time Dr. Dinosaur does that little walk up close slash, he's looking for the throw and constantly gets counter hit for it, but YRC to try and stop this pressure in the corner right now.
Starting to see some Mistminer cancels coming in from Dr. Dinosaur, not fully committing as well.
Ooh, swinging with the 6S behind the clone, but it doesn't reach this focus super. At least keeps you safe, but nice jump in, that cross up from Dr. Dinosaur.
Yep. Little danger penalty coming in as well. Gotta watch out if that negative penalty hits. All your meter and all your burst are belong to us. Have to be a little careful here.
Yeah, gotta watch the toes. That 2S, a beautiful mid-range low option, catching you out on that backwalk. And now Dr. Dinosaur has the health lead, but as far as resources go, Show is exactly where they want to be. Yeah, you can burst speed, but you're still at full screen. So what are you gonna do?
Full screen burst does come in handy, but does still have that situation where it does kind of put Happy Chaos into that win condition, just being at full screen, chilling out. We're gonna try to get some focus back here with the wall slump. You get so much burst back for this.
I don't think you have a move that would have been able to kill there, but I feel like as Show, I wonder if you go for the Wild Assault to secure that hard knockdown. Now you're using the burst to try and bring us back to the full screen. Dr. Dinosaur, you're one Mistminer away. I don't know.
Focus is run out, and the JH on the jump in. Very nicely done by Dr. Dinosaur. Tying us up 1-1. Really good awareness. It's so hard to watch your opponent's gauge when you're in that situation, and realizing that the Happy Chaos ran out of focus. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, trying to make the most of it when they run out of that focus, but definitely not running out of resources right now. That Wild Assault to get that hard knockdown, and Show is just building up this meter.
Yep. Looking pretty good. Show now running. The deflect shield comes out. The first deflect shield of the night, and unfortunately it just gets thrown.
going to be a little misplaced. You're going to get that burst back, but you have to trade it for quite a decent bit of health here. Oh, but Show actually just running in here. Yeah, you had the safe jump, but you were trying to continue that pressure a little bit too early, so you get caught up by the YRC. Dropping the combo here, too.
Does find it with the 2S. Nicely done. I mean, Happy Chaos is one of those characters. You are so afraid of the zoning, but you have to pay attention to those normals. We're not seeing a lot of roll mix coming out from Show currently, but I mean, honestly, it's working for him so far. They're doing a lot more of this kind of patient zoner style gameplay for the Happy Chaos. I got a wall, you have to approach me. Exactly. You're Johnny, you can't dash block, so we might as well.
Yeah, trying to play that range game because as we mentioned, that dash block can be pretty rough. Connect this device. I don't know. Maybe it really is a hard knockdown situation, but okay, we're all good. Get the cross up on the IAD. Oh, getting caught up by the card again. That misspiner right behind. The roll. We didn't see roll before, but we saw it right now to evade. That low profile was so smart from Show.
Incredible stuff coming out from Show. Really nice roll, canceling out of the gun draw. Are you dead? There's no shot. They nerfed damage. This game does no damage.
So I don't know. It's nerfed, but it's not nerfed enough. Those are not nerf guns. Those are real magic bullets. Show. Beautiful game number 3 here.
Very, very nice. Really good job coming back from it for Show there.
Yep. Crowd going kind of crazy right now. They're slumped up on the chairs. They're like, dude, what happened? What happened?
What an interaction. We have the Zato 1 character swap coming in.
You're bold for this, bro. I've been seeing a lot of discussion about current Season 3 Zato, and we've actually been seeing a lot of Zato mains, swing to different characters, Johnny being one of them, Asuka being a, common choice as well, but heading on back to the comfort pick, I wonder if it's going to be enough with the tools that Zato's lost. Eddie stays off the screen for quite some time now. You can't really stall with the flight as long as you used to be able to, but is the comfort going to be enough to try and tie up the set count here?
Yeah, it's really, really interesting stuff. I mean, you see the command grab not fully bringing back Eddie, but I mean, it's one of those situations where, you have this player you probably are very committed to. You've been playing for a long time. Yeah. You're in a 2-1 situation, and you know that you can beat this Happy Chaos, but you just need to be able to dash block, baby. And that might be just the entire being able to get those run-up 2K2Ds like we saw right there. We're going to see, though, Show already running that zoner game plan.
Yeah, we were talking about trying to dash block in here, but still making it so difficult, right? Especially when they do these little micro delays, catching your back dashes or catching your attempts to dash block, and Dr. Dinosaur looking super worse for wear right now. All right, Clash on 2S.
I think we get a block off here. No, you don't, unfortunately, as Show just gets the anti-air super there. Dr. Dinosaur, though, has paid the 1-stock tax to get the character swap in. Yeah. And now it's time. Run that Zato game plan. Ooh, another tap dust coming in.
Yeah, but the thing is, now you don't have any of that Eddie gauge, so we're going to be seeing that Season 3 nerf. Look how long it's taking to make its way back up. Yeah, we have 50 meter for the Sword Super, but when are you going to find an opportunity to use it when Show is just locking you down?
Absolutely. Nice RC for the burst bait. Dr. Dinosaur, though, has 100 meter. You can make anything happen with 100 meter in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
out of the corner.
Ooh, that YRC is going to kill your tension pulse. You are not going to get tension for quite some time now. And Show running away with the round, trying to close it out before you get any meter back. This is going to be a wall stick into the hard knockdown. Another Deus Ex Machina.
Zato is squishy, but not this squishy. We are going to have one more opportunity. Match point currently for Show. Could be match interaction for Show. And the cross-up. Very nicely done for Show. Bringing it out on the Happy Chaos. A little uncomfortable on the borrowed stick, but we love to see it.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes you gotta borrow the stick. The homie who pulled up was probably the homie that he borrowed the stick from. So we're seeing the meal in the back. He's like, thank you for your service. I couldn't have done it without you. Literally, my stick was not working up until that point. But still, great work from Dr. Dinosaur. Sometimes you gotta go to that comfort pick, at least represent your character and see what you can try and bring here. But when you're that strong in the Happy Chaos, it can be an uphill battle for sure. But speaking of strong characters and strong players, I believe we have quite the Titan pulling up to the stand right now. I see Jonathan Tene.
Hey, speaking of Zato players as well, more former Zato players potentially. Yep. I'm very interested to see if it's the, we've been talking a little bit. We've seen the Asuka coming out. Yeah. I'm interested to see if kind of when the heat of the moment drops in the bracket, is it really the Zato as dead as rumors are saying?
Right? Are there maybe some certain matchups where Jonathan Tene and maybe these Zato players are like, oh, you know, I don't think these changes are too impactful, or is it really that full switch where it's like, I don't know, I'm losing faith, let me give it an honest try on this new character, on the Asuka, on the Johnny, or whatever character they want to switch over to. But heading into character select right now, going to be seeing a button check here.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where when you swap off of a character for the patch, you're not necessarily blabbing and being used to all of the changes that happen. So if you go back onto the comfort pick, that Eddie gauge filling up so much slower can be a huge thing. Whereas if you had been labbing the character the whole time, it could have been a much less kind of debuff when you make the swap. But a player like Jonathan Tene, I do not expect to be struggling with small things like that too much.
Yeah, let's see it. I mean, worst case scenario, get to see some cool Asuka tech pulling up here and get some more cubes available on the screen. Weird for these players. Oh, damn, the keyboard?
We got a keyboard player.
Is keyboard
as well.
legal over here in CEOtaku? Okay, I see you. Got the mechanical. Drop the model in the chat if you guys recognize it. I know I don't as a mechanical keyboard player, but I'm sure some of you were like, damn, those are the switches, those are the keycaps. I got you. I recognize it anywhere.
Absolutely. A little bit of checking through those buttons while we got them.
Okay. All right, changing the song. What's your favorite? What's your Ochi song? The Zato song says, all right, let me pay some respect.
I can respect it.
I got you. I got you.
Very good. Going to be hovering at some characters here, getting everything ready to rumble.
Yeah.
Just a quick little double check. Make sure that those keys are nice and clicky for you. Very exciting. You know, see a lot of unconventional controllers. Honestly, it's kind of funny that keyboard's almost the most unconventional of the unconventional controllers. I've seen more Guitar Hero controllers than I've seen people roll up with keyboards.
Yeah, literally. What's his name? Lord Hosif Dong, the infamous Guitar Hero controller player. I don't know if he's here. I don't think that he's heading over to CEOtaku, but if you guys see a Guitar Hero controller on stream, it's probably him.
Yep.
You know,
we've got one at our local too. That's
really?
Yeah. It's
everyone wants to be a musician. Everyone wants to be a fighting game player. Sometimes you can't choose, right? Maybe a little too motivated by Mochi the Rock. You're like, all right, let me do both. Get you a man who can do both.
Exactly. Listen, if you need to play a little bit, play a couple songs, you know, a little Fire in the Flames, just to cool off after a hot set, I definitely respect it.
Exactly. All right, heading on into it. Probably going to see another button check here just to make sure we're all good on that keyboard. We're going to be seeing Soul Bad Guy. I mean,
Soul Bad Guy. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, Jonathan Tene does have that soul in him, a lot of experience from before, but also it could be another, you know, pick a different character for button check and then go into your main later.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, you know, especially when you are Jonathan Tene and you're kind of in that position of like, yeah, I'm leaving you guessing on who I'm actually playing here. Oh, this doesn't look much like a button check. This looks like some Guilty Gear Strive that we're cooking up right now.
All right, maybe we're heading into it. All right, game number 1. This is a pretty extended button check, I'll tell you what. Check you in the corner with the RC. Keep the pressure going here, but gets caught out on the mash.
Very nice. Good combo routing as well. You're almost dead.
Wait, are you safe after the bath there? It looks like you recovered in time, but no, not quite. The flame on flame through the fire and the flames right now. No Guitar Hero gets caught up by that Bandit Revolver.
We got Jonathan Tene, and this is Jeboss on the other side on the Axel. I do know Jeboss. I'm glad that they made it this far.
Hell yeah.
Jonathan Tene is a lot of a mountain to climb, even on the Soul Bad Guy. Nice back throw moment.
Oh, trying to air dash over, catch that run under, but Jonathan Tene taking to the skies here. That delay shield buys you just a little bit of space.
Yeah. I think the deflect shield could be really interesting for the Soul matchup as well. You really just want Soul to be no longer running pressure on you.
Yeah. You just want to, you know, get out of this dude's space, and then he just runs back in on you. You're like, wait, what do I do? The counter hit, 5-8. Just going to go into the Bandit Bringer here, but this is more than enough to kill. Jonathan Tene takes a quick game 1.
Yeah, big counter hit on the close slash. That Soul corner pressure is so scary.
Yeah.
You know, Axel has some good mashing options, has that 2K, has that 2H, but when Soul is that close up in your face and just shimmying constantly in your face like that, that Bandit Bringer un-anti-airable, and the manually timed meaties that are coming out from Jonathan Tene right now.
Yep.
It's the mind game if you're just standing right in front of them, and you know it's kind of the Danny style mind game of you're baiting the wake up grab, and then you got him.
Yep. You hit him with that little micro shimmy here, but I don't think the shimmy is going to be necessary. Yep, just go straight into it. The Tyrant Rave to break the glass and take another round.
Very nicely done. Lots of meter gain, lots of aggression coming out from Tene here. We're going to see very passive round start coming in from Jeboss.
And stuck in the corner. Once again, we've seen this situation before. Another Tyrant Rave is in your future.
Very nice. That's so much damage coming in. And you know, Soul Bad Guy, I feel like it's one of the characters that really actually got the consistency increase from the weight changes. Yep. A lot of characters, their combo routing changed a lot just because of the size of the characters. Yeah. But I've been seeing a lot of Soul Bad Guys who are just hitting their combos so much more consistently this season.
Yeah. And I mean, Soul, depending on the situation, you know, from what I've heard from these top Soul players, yeah, you still kind of have to adjust your routing pretty heavily based on the hit that you get. But now that you don't have to worry, like you're saying, about that extra axis of the weight, okay, midweight, lightweight, heavyweight, it's all the same to me. As long as the hitboxes are enough for me, I can go into that same route. I'm sure it makes you a little bit more comfy, but Jeboss uncomfy right now. Nope. Burst available, no YRC to make your way out of this corner here.
Yeah, Tene running away with overheads as well.
Yeah.
2B round start. Ooh. A little bit of a risky play there. Brave call out. Wild Assault, though, going to eat up some of that burst. We're running the mix. Getting a couple of chip hits in here and there. And honestly, that's kind of the actual game plan. Going for the overhead with the BRC into the 5P. Nicely done. We just got one heart left for Jeboss to make something happen here.
Yeah, let's see. Can you fight for your life right now? Can you get around on Jonathan Tene, or are they going to run away with it? Oh, this Vanderbringer just keeping you in the corner, throwing out the now 5-frame 2K, so it's a safe little poke for Soul to try and, you know, check your approach and dash block, trying to make your way out of the corner.
Nice little flex shield. Ooh, that's a huge counter hit. We got some bombos. Ooh, the DP comes out, but the SDP moment, it recovers so quickly, and you got to get used to it. You don't have 1,000 years to punish that DP anymore.
Exactly.
Go Tene with a lot of meter.
All the meter in the world going to be seeing. I don't even know if we're going to make it to the Tyrant Rave. The Volcanic Viper is enough for Tene to move on 3-0.
Very, very nicely done by Tene, showing off a character that even we didn't expect on that one. The Soul Bad Guy looking very clean. Jeboss showed some signs of life as well.
Yep.
Doing very, very good. You know, it's so hard, some of that soul pressure situations. It is just, you have to find a way out. And I feel like in this patch, when people are starting to resort to the deflect shield, that's kind of a, I've hit a mental stack moment of I have no more options, so I have to hit the deflect shield right now, even though it's not necessarily the best option.
There are definitely ways to kind of bait it out or like keep your momentum so that even if they deflect shield, you're able to continue your block string, or you're able to wait it out and delay so you get that counter hit state. And, you know, like you're saying, I feel like a lot of people are still not too comfy with when deflect shield is actually a particularly useful or good defensive option for a block string, right? A lot of times we see it when, okay, I have 50% burst, I don't have 100, but I'm really just panicking to try and get out of this block string right now. Let me see what I can do, and then they stay in. They counter hit you. You're like, damn, now I'm 10% HP, I got no burst, hard knockdown, and it's an even rougher situation. But hey, you got to try it. We're all still learning Season 3 over here, so hope you guys are enjoying. Hope you guys are enjoying the action. So if you guys want to see some more of it, make sure to hit twitch.tv/funkyp with the follow and the subscribe if you're feeling so generous.
For sure. Gotta love supporting all of our streams here for CEOtaku 2023.
Absolutely.
We've got a lot more real hype Guilty Gear coming your way.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly.
Yep, just waiting on our next stream match here while we vibe out. Again, we also have some more Guilty Gear Strive action over at twitch.tv/CEO Gaming. So if there are some matches you guys were looking for on these pools and you're like, oh, where's my favorite player? Where's my Oshi of fighting games here? I don't know. Maybe they might be on stream over on the other side with Saint Cola and King Jobber. So make sure to, you know, if you're stopping by in between the downtime, make sure to tell them that we said hello over here at Funky P.
For sure. Tell them that J2 and Pariah sent you over. We're going to see some more hype Guilty Gear, I'm sure. We've got it all over the place. We're starting to dig our way through this first round of pools. It's starting to look scary out there. You know, you're starting to hit that point where if you're still in there, if you're still duking it out, you're going to have to face against that demon in the pool here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
Making that decisive last match.
Yeah, we got the locals cheering on their homies. I believe we're going to be seeing some cheers for Cheryo right now. Again, FourFaceButtons. So if I'm not mistaken, that's the Gold Lewis versus the May matchup. Yeah, adjust the camera, make sure we get all the homies in there. There we go. He's like, what happened? What's going on?
Very good. This is a very hype matchup.
FourFaceButtons looks like he looks shook. He's probably just listening to like stream instructions right now. But he's like, what happened?
Yeah, for sure. I'll win. I'll do it.
I'll
do it for you, Dad.
Anything for May.
Absolutely. Going to be a really exciting match as well. How do you feel about the headphones meta in general when you're playing on some of the higher? I know I wanted to be a like listen to my own music guy, but I can't do it. I can't rely on my battery. Like I'll always forget to charge my phone the night before, and then like I just lose pools because I can't listen to, you know, whatever anime soundtrack I'm listening to.
the OST just does not come through. My Kill la Kill soundtrack, you know, I charge my phone and then I'm like, wait, I forgot to charge my AirPods. What do I do? Or like you don't turn on noise canceling and you just hear, yeah, let's go at your opponent. It's like, no, you should be cheering for me. I think, I don't know, personally for headphone stuff, I can play with my music for Guilty Gear Strive. For Street Fighter 6, I feel like there's so much that I'm looking out for. If I'm also distracted by my favorite songs, that's one of those games where I'm like, all right, I kind of need the game audio to be like fully focused, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely person to person. Some people are just a lot better at reacting to that visual stimulus. You know, the audio is like, all right, whatever. I got to listen to May say Totsugeki in 8th time, whatever, I'm chilling. But some people really want to be tuned in to the game so they can put their full focus into it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my entire life, I've always been like, I'm very anti not being able to hear my game. I have to have my game audio. Even if it's a game like a card game or a TFT or something, I got to be listening. I got to hear what my opponents are doing. But, you know, sometimes in fighting games, it's good to just turn off all the sound, close yourself off, and just kind of be in that vibe moment, hit that flow state.
Oh, chilling, waiting as we load up here. Again, we got the Gold Lewis versus the May. Alright, there we go. Let the full intros rock. What do you think is heavier, the coffin or the anchor? I don't know, the coffin's pretty big, but that anchor is definitely dense as hell, you know what I'm saying?
I think honestly it's gotta be the anchor. Just because it would be funnier answer to be the anchor.
Secretary of Defense, but the offense going to be mounted by FourFaceButtons right now. Baits out the 6-speed with that beach ball. It's not going to do a ton of damage, but at least it keeps you locked down.
Yeah, the beach ball tech is very, very hype. It also got buffed very recently. Ooh, I love that. The 2K to pop the beach ball on the Oki. What a mash coming in from FaceButtons.
Bro, the 4x5P, the 20P coming out and forcing out the burst from Cheryo right now, but 2P, beautiful anti-air coming up and getting you that knockdown situation. Not going to use the RC. I think they were thinking, oh, it's a little too scaled, I can't break the wall, but now I can just break straight on through to take round number 1 for Cheryo.
That is some huge damage coming in. That's the Gold Lewis Classic.
Yep.
We're going to see aggressive round start from both players, just clashing it out there. Immediate burst coming out from FourFaceButtons.
Ooh, gets caught out with the 6K on the way up, waking up with the low.
Oh my god, look at this damage. Are we going to wall you dead? You're not dead. May just barely hanging on with those guts.
Right, she's got just enough guts to make it work, and also just enough burst to maybe go for a wall break situation, opting to keep the corner here, but the back throw, PRC, you got all the meter in the world with that positive bonus, and Cheryo hedging their bet to take game number 1.
Yeah, that is really, really nice for Cheryo. Want to be getting that momentum, not quite falling down to the May mental stack quite yet.
Alright, trying to use the far slash here on the May, just keep Gold Lewis out. You know, May's got some pretty decent sized buttons as well. I know we meme a lot, oh, they just throw out the 5H until you walk into the counter hit. Sometimes you gotta play that spacing game. Yeah, you don't get too much as far as conversions, but keeping them out is huge.
May, the smallest of the big bodies, you know. Definitely has some of those big, long normals. This is a good JD moment, though.
Yeah, bro, speaking of big-ass normals, we got JD pulling up in the skies. It is so difficult to anti-air unless you're at, like, such a specific spacing or you have a big disjoint and you call it out super early, but Cheryo calling out that HP bar says, nah, you're going to be taking so much damage right now. Wow, this all reached? Bro.
Oh, wow, it's all looking good, but just a little mash on the jump in. Cheryo's looking pretty decisive right now. FourFaceButtons is having a really hard time getting in and getting some of those big counter hit moments. These preemptive buttons on the Beach Ball Oki are incredible. Cheryo is really showing that they know this matchup. They are not messing around.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that burst would have been burst safe back in Season 2, but now that burst is full screen. A lot of these previously burst safe routes, so you gotta come in super hard to try and bait it. The 6K again, clearing the beach ball off the screen, goes into the special cancel BT to get a beautiful trade, but still Cheryo so low on the health. This should be the round for FourFace.
Incredible. Nicely done by FourFace, making it, getting on the board at the very least. We're going to see what happens. I mean, this call-out, this is one of those things when your opponent knows a specific call-out for something that you're trying to do.
Yep.
Just this interaction alone, if you haven't interacted with that a lot before, you're like, what do I do now? All I do is Beach Ball Oki, and you can counter it so easily, and now I'm just dead with this super through the wall.
Break the glass for a game number 2 here. And like you said, right, I feel like a lot of people are not used to the Beach Ball Oki. I would imagine FourFaceButtons pulls that tech out to try and, you know, bait a 6B or bait a preemptive button where you think there's going to be a dolphin just like approaching your location. And normally it throws them off their game enough to condition them into bringing that Totsugeki back into the game plan. But Cheryo has just been doing such a good job of playing the keep out, oddly enough, right?
Here we go. We're in. We got some Kara busters happening.
Oh, the double backdash into Totsugeki, yeah. Just pull up with the overhead kiss, and look at all the corner carry. You get 5p6H off of that? All right, that's a little crazy. Into the wall break, too.
You get the wall break. Not the most damage in the world. Gold Lewis is a tanky boy for sure, but FourFaceButtons very happy to have this positive bonus right now, immediately converting it, getting a burst out for their trouble.
Yeah, I was scared that was actually going to be the cross-up burst, but maybe that doesn't matter if you're Cheryo, right? When you're running FourFaceButtons down all the way across the screen.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Getting the block on the beach ball this time. Red RC on the up dolphin.
Gonna do a grip. Oh, go for the side swap. I think maybe they thought they had enough meter for the dolphin super, or for the whale super there, and it might have been able
like
to kill.
A funny combo coming out a little bit.
Oh, the 3K
gets called out.
Tried to go for the side swap, but now we're swapping the pressure situation. Cheryo, no! What are you doing?
No reset.
Okay, we're chilling. FourFaceButtons has one more opportunity to fight back. You have the Wild Assault behind you, but you also kind of want to save this burst for the next round here, but you got to make your way out. No, you jumped into the drone!
Swinging into the drone. Tragedy happening on screen live here.
Yeah.
FourFaceButtons has one more opportunity. If you're going to make a reverse sweep happen, then it has to start this stock.
Yep, again, gets caught up by the beach ball, but Gold Lewis has so much health, so much defense, that really it's just chip damage, right? It's not going to condition you too much here, but maybe this will.
Yeah, once you start getting those big counter hits, the big conversions for the May.
All right, back to the situation. That 6H was off the screen. We just saw the pause. I was like, I see you charging up that move down below. FourFaceButtons might be able to get around on the board here, but I don't know, especially because you want to save that burst for round 3.
Absolutely. Trying to continue using the beach ball just to keep the dolphin safe. Just barely. The 6P on the beach ball just popping right immediately. Gold burst comes out.
Yeah, I think if you're going to use burst in this round, gold burst is actually not that bad, right? You're going for these straight hits, so you actually have a lot of time to build that burst back up. We're already at 50, about to get that solid 75 here. FourFaceButtons. It's a round on the board.
Very nicely done, FourFaceButton on the board. And like I said, if you're going to make the reverse sweep happen, it has to happen with that stock. I really, really like the gold burst. You know, get your gold burst reaction tweets ready.
Yep.
But I've always been saying if you're going to burst, it might as well be golden. Get a little bit of that meter back for you.
Oh, but losing quite the meter on that HP bar. FourFaceButtons already down to 30% health. One hit from Cheryo. It's going to be an RC into the wall break kill, but all right, counter hit far slash keeps you at bay for now. Did you bait the burst? You did, but you baited it a little too hard. FourFaceButtons with that burst. Discipline right now. BRC gives you a little bit more time to think.
There's the White Wild Assault. Dodging once again. Wild Assaulting in, but I don't think got the charge input correctly.
Not quite,
Wild Assault does some nonsense to those charge inputs on occasion.
Yeah, able to block that 6B all the way down because of the BRC. And now 50% burst available on both sides. Far slash keeps you in the game for one more. FourFaceButtons is on the board, baby.
There we go. The reverse sweep is possible. We're going to be seeing if FourFaceButtons can make it happen. We're taking a moment. Let's take a look. little bit of a breather there. That was an intense match. Lots of mental snack already building up between these players. I mean, these players started on layer 7, and now they're just extrapolating off of that so quickly.
All right, looks like FourFaceButtons, like you're saying, right, has finally established the layers, kind of can tell what Cheryo is leaning into as far as defensive options, and now leading a lot into this far slash, right? They were feeling so good about just running up and, you know, swinging a Behemoth Typhoon to get that straight knockdown, but still no answer to the Gold Lewis JD.
Yeah, that Gold Lewis JD. The Gold Lewis jump-ins in general are very scary. Another great Nash into Red RC.
Yo!
We're going to be doing some May damage here. A little bit of a drop there, unfortunately, but oh my goodness, the 6K. You're bouncing on that wall.
No!
PRC. Okay. Didn't quite get the punish for the drop combo.
Oh, this is so scary. You barely have any meter yet. You have to use the Wild Assault here because you have to hold on. Get some meter to try and FD these Behemoth Typhoons. Stuck, getting caught out by the beach ball. Once again, a little plus frame action, but FourFaceButtons. This is so precarious.
Yep, one hit from either player, though. You have to be so careful. You're dead. Very nicely done by FourFaceButtons, finding the neutral interactions they really needed to take Cheryo down there.
The crowd going wild right now. I think I've seen some mixed reactions, right? You know, I see a Gold Lewis bro trying to cheer on the homie, but of course the locals trying to make sure that FourFaceButtons gets his shine, gets caught out by the counter hit JH, but all you get is a knockdown off it.
Going for the charge dust there. A little bit risky, but you know, I mean, if you're a May player, you got to represent it at least once,
exactly, right? They're the charge dust Gold Burst Demons, but FourFaceButtons has not had an opportunity to do either right now. This is going to break the wall, take the round, and bring us over to set point once again for Cheryo.
Yep, that is plenty of damage on that big churn from Cheryo. Excited to see the White Wild Assault round start. An interesting use of your burst meter. You may be regretting that later in the round. You know, it's a potent round start option, but it can just be thrown. It can just be blocked even. And you now don't have any burst available for this combo. It's putting you through the wall and earning that positive bonus for FourFaceButtons.
Yeah, it was so close. FourFace just barely didn't have enough meter for that hard knockdown, and now they have to fight in the neutral against Cheryo. That JD whiff, but no grab coming after it. 3K into the RC to try and keep the pressure going. I love the use of JP. Any other button would have been too slow.
There we go, jumps over the White Wild Assault, gets the low, 2K2D coming in. Drops the combo once again, unfortunately. Maybe some of those weight changes working against May's favor there.
Oh, interesting. Dolphin jump off into the whiff 5K, but all good here. Cheryo still has a little bit of life left.
We're hanging on. We got a chip in a chair here for the Gold Lewis player, but May, with some of that aerial movement, is bringing us to a game 5.
Yep. And we're seeing FourFace, you know, instead of trying to challenge with the far slash so often, they're still representing it, but now I think what we're seeing a lot is super jump, air dash back. Trying to catch out these 6Ps, these Behemoth Typhoons, these stray hits that have led into these knockdowns that let Cheryo run away with the round. Yep. And now Cheryo has to think, am I going to commit to swinging this coffin, or do I just let you jump in for free now?
Yep. Has to be really careful, just going with the aggressive strat.
That's unfortunate. I feel like FourFaceButtons was looking for the delay to try and get that gold burst now, but now they're not going to have that meter for quite some time, and Gold Lewis does not give you a lot of opportunities to build your meter back. He's just trying to kill you. He's not knocking on the door. He's busting on it.
Yep. I mean, Gold Lewis is relatively burst safe too. I mean, we're looking at this. What are you going to burst? You know, we're actually just getting chipped out for 70% of our HP.
Exactly.
Swinging through the beach ball once again, but FourFaceButtons is committed to that beach ball.
All right, 5H trades in FourFace's favor. At least we get some screen space here, but not able to quite run the pressure that they're looking for. Again, 6K to try to get to the beach ball.
Yeah, but 6Ks and goes immediately into the Behemoth, and May baits it out, gets the hard knockdown and the positive bonus. That was such a good adaptation, the PRC Super, but May jumps over it. Incredible adaptation from FourFaceButtons. Calling out the PRC Super when it hasn't even been represented yet.
Exactly. That was amazing awareness from FourFaceButtons, right? Was looking at the meter and said, I know what you're looking for here. I know you're panicking. You're trying to hold on to this momentum when I'm going for this reverse sweep, and we are one round away from the potential reverse sweep from FourFaceButtons.
Very, very exciting stuff. The complete reversal of fortune. Now FourFaceButtons is on match point. Big counter hit though. This is huge. I think you might just actually be dead.
Oh my god, yeah, more than enough damage unless you don't get the wall bounce. YRC buys you one more chance to live, but again, it's going to kill your tension for quite some time. Just put the dolphin on the screen, baby. We got Wild Assault. Keep the pressure going right now. And the first time that combo doesn't drop, we get a hard knockdown. Can you close it out?
Knockdown through the wall, positive bonus as well. Once again, trying to bait out that PRC super. Meter available for both players. No burst yet. One interaction, one hit from either player could seal the deal.
Oh, gets cut out by the Skyfish of all things. The machine gun, the gas. No fear on the far slash says, nah, I'm shooting. And we are shooting our way into game 5, round 3. Last situation, full burst on both sides, but FourFace gets the first hit.
The gold burst comes out from Cheryo. A little bit of gold burst strategy coming out. If you're going to burst, it might as well be golden. Cheryo already has 50 meter to work with. Red RC just to stay safe in the corner.
There we go, the walk back. Maybe trying to ban out a throw tech there, but still, FourFaceButtons keeping it. Oh, keeping the pressure with the side switch?
The side switch out of the corner. We're going all the way across, but you land the far slash.
All right, crazy call out from Cheryo here, and all you need is Gold Lewis, right? Is one good knockdown situation. Look at how much meter we've taken from FourFace already. They are not going to be able to RC. This is so scary. 50% still available. One more hit could take it. Cheryo moves on 3-2 over FourFaceButtons.
Very nicely done, Cheryo by the hair on their chin. Pulls it through. You absolutely love to see some beautiful strive like that. So close. FourFaceButtons with some immaculate adaptations in that set. Holy cow.
Now, guys, you are seeing the crowd pop off right now. They were cheering for their respective homies. We got South Florida representing. We got North Carolina representing. And speaking of those two states, if you guys want to see some more rivalry just like that, some more Totsugeki action, there's actually going to be a North Carolina and South Florida crew battle going on at Tampa Never Sleeps, I believe tonight at 10 p.m. So, guys, we have the whole bracket, and then we also have a little side event for you guys. If you want to see some more rivalry between the states, between the regions, make sure to stop on by.
Love to see that. That was some beautiful Guilty Gear, and love to see a little bit of that regional rivalry that the FGC, let's be honest, has just been built on since its start, you know? You do love to see it. I know our own Angel Eye has been a little roped in on that and is going to be showing off, I'm sure, some of the Bridget. We do love to see it.
Oh, yeah. Guys, if we were on the player cam right now, it would just be so crowded. They're all like, dude, that was insane. I can't believe you confirmed off that. Why were you looking for PRC Super Whiff? You know, so that was a super amazing set, and I'm glad that we got to watch it live over here on the commentary desk. And again, Pariah, I'm glad that we finally get to work together. For those of you who don't know, Pariah has been running fight sticks and flash kicks for so many installments. I believe they're Thursday evenings, right? Every Thursday? Yep. So if you guys haven't stopped on by, one, I'm surprised because they've been running it so consistently that I'm sure you guys have heard of them. But hey, you know what? Next Thursday, if you're thinking, man, I wish I was at CEOtaku right now, I wish I could play right now, make sure to stop on by and see this handsome face over here on commentary every single week.
Yeah, we are out there. And I mean, you as well, you know, you're always out here cooking on the commentaries. It's super exciting to finally, Jatsu's just the GOAT of commentary. Let's be real about it. You all know. You see him on the Twitter. You see him out there in those brackets, cooking it up. Going to be doing a lot of commentary blocks this weekend. So very exciting. We're going to be doing some more Guilty Gear Strive here as well. We got some pools starting tomorrow. I think we have the 2 o'clock pools today. We got 10 o'clock pools tomorrow. And some more. I think even 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock there's another round of pools.
I think so, today, So make sure you guys are awake. Make sure that you guys wake up bright and early for some more Guilty Gear Strive action. And there's so many other games at CEOtaku that I'm super excited to see, you know, whether I'm commentating it or even just like watching on the sidelines. It's so cool just like pulling up and seeing all these scenes kind of meet up, right? You can see the joy in their faces that they're like, oh, I haven't seen this guy in a while. Oh man, when was the last time we saw each other? You know, it's been months, it's been years, etc., etc. So seeing all that energy in the crowd is just so sick. Yeah,
it's so great being at an anime-centric event where you can really see. I mean, when we were at Combo Breaker not too long ago, you can really tell that there was one +R setup at Combo Breaker, and there was this one guy and his buddy who were just playing +R the whole weekend. And here, though, you walk into the lobby, you see 3 +R setups and a huge crowd around them, and that is such a beautiful thing to really get some of the representation for some of these lesser-known games, lesser-played games at the very least. We all know them.
The classics. And it's funny, you're like, oh yeah, 3 setups in the lobby. And that's because there weren't enough setups. Even though there are multiple over here in the main ballroom, still they were like, all right, we got some more +R action to play. Let's move it over to the lobby and run these casuals, run these friendlies as we head into our next match. We got some Axel versus Leo action, actually.
Interested to see what we're cooking up here. I mean, Axel low, I feel like Axel's in a pretty good spot overall. Axel is, at the very least, a bracket demon.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he is one of those characters, you will see Axels do really well in bracket just because of the nature of how the character works, you know. Has a pretty decent matchup spread, struggles against some of the higher tiers like the Leos, like the Happy Chaoses. Gonna get to see, though, as we got JurasicOri back and Bonbei here.
Okay.
And
representing SJRC. I feel like we're just going straight on into it, right?
Yep. Looks like it. We are cooking it up. We got the IBs coming in. JurasicOri already showing some knowledge for the Axel matchup. And I mean, that's what you got to do, right? When you're looking to perform in the tournament, Axel is one of those matchups you have to have mastered. Because the unknown OD Anji and the unknown OD Axel are two of the most terrifying people here at the tournament. Goldberg's in the corner.
Yeah, oh yeah, just gonna go straight into the Sickle Storm here, catch out that 5K. Still not gonna be enough to kill, but now you're at that win con situation, right? Full screen, jumping over the command grab and still able to get the counter hit.
Red RC here might be trying to end it right now. It's a lot of damage, but not quite enough from JurasicOri. And with 100 meter here, oh, that's an interesting super. It connected. I cannot believe that hit so high.
Yeah, right? I thought that it was going to whiff. We were going to see the jump in and then a PRC to try and keep yourself safe, but actually JurasicOri able to weave through, find the, thread the needle, and take the hit.
Now playing a little bit of that bullet hell game right now against the Axel. There's the command grab. Caught you waiting.
Got you slacking, trying to keep JurasicOri knocked down in the corner here, but these IADs, right? I feel like Bonbei hasn't represented the answer quite yet. Maybe they're looking for it now with the jump back JS, but it's getting Ori so much room on the screen.
There we go, command grab, nice. JurasicOri is doing so well, just avoiding everything. The Leo 2D is the full screen button of all time.
Oh no, the dead zone on the snail there. I don't know what you were looking for exactly. I have to imagine it's a misinput, but catching with a Sickle Storm on that swing here to tie up the round count.
I like some reversal super gaming. We gotta make them respected, you know.
Make sure you know you got that dog in you, that super in you.
Exactly. Don't got the DP, but I have the reversal super. I got the 2K. I will hit them as though I do have a DP.
Exactly. Now we're kind of seeing the role switch right now, right? Bonbei stuck in the corner, going to get caught up by a huge counter hit close slash. Or you're going to opt to keep the corner here because they know it's not quite able to kill. Just save it for this next interaction.
Oh, what a mix.
That's evil.
And even with the damage nerfs, this super will have plenty and find it there. JurasicOri taking the first game here. Really nicely done. Yep. I love the starting up the tap dust and then just PRCing into the low. Really playing that mind game. Hard to react to, too.
It's evil. You think you reacted to the orange glow, you're like, oh, hell yeah. You see purple, you're like, wait, that's not what dust usually looks like. And you're getting your toes clipped by 2K2D. It's like, man, come on. What is a homie supposed to do in this situation? How are you supposed to escape this corner unless you get a real lucky back? You know what? I've cursed with the gift of prophecy. But again, Bonbei is still so down on the health lead right now. Any hit from JurasicOri should be able to get a clean kill.
You can land those back throws in the unwinnable matchup. The two H's are flying right now. JurasicOri trying to get in. There's a tap dust burst immediately coming out. Ooh, catches on the pull in. Little Red RC just to keep the pressure rolling. Bonbei's trying to
pull up into the windmill, but it's such a weird spacing, right? You're trying to find the opportunity to punish, but just waiting it out, waiting for Bonbei to get a little bit too greedy. Close it out with the 6K.
Yeah, very nicely done. JurasicOri showing off some of their matchup knowledge here. Not falling for any of the usual actual tricks. Bonbei is going to have to cook it up a little bit harder here. Having trouble getting to that 50 meter, so we can use that reversal super as well. I mean, when you're stuck in the defensive position for so long, it can be really difficult to use some of those options. Nice jump out by Ori.
Yeah, it feels like Ori has been so woke to the command grab. Every time that Bonbei thinks, oh, I haven't represented in a while, it's time to go for the Winter Mantis, Ori is looking for it. I don't know if they're just woke with the reactions or if they know when Bonbei is feeling like the pressure is getting a little bit too stale.
Yep, absolutely. Feeling a little bit of that panic. Can't quite open my opponent up. Got to go for the command grab. And that's when that up back starts coming in. Speaking of up backs, nice counter hit by Bonbei. Right into the command grab and a Red RC. This should be enough. A little bomber loop.
I gotta say, I love it when a player proves me wrong. I'm talking too much smack about the command grab timing, and now all of a sudden Ori gets opened up by it. I know Bonbei is like, nah. I got it. I'm a little more creative than that, Jade-Su. Relax.
Exactly. Gotta lab out the commentator curse a little bit for the rest of the weekend, you know?
Yeah. You gotta ride it out. It's gonna happen, but again, what's happening is getting stuck in the corner right now. I think that was a misinput on the air grab, right? That JD probably not exactly what you're looking for, but Ori getting caught out by another Winter Mantis.
Very good. Going for that overhead. Very unsafe. Ooh, clashes with the DP. And okay, the 2K2D hits on both sides, I guess. That's how that works.
All right. I mean, signs of life coming out from Bonbei right now. Blocks the SDP, but I think you're so used to the HDB timing. You know, yes, it's a nerf for Leo. You don't get that back turn stance, but it's a nerf to your opponents as well. They're not used to that lower recovery.
Yeah, the SDP moment coming in, not quite getting the punish. And look at the damage that Ori is able to take off that RPS situation. IBing the 5P run-up.
Oh, I think they were looking to bait that YRC, but I think on the 2D you're so minus that I don't know if you're actually able to bait that out, even by not going into Snail. No, but the burst keeps it in the corner. JurassicOri, you gotta run away with this round and close it out to go 2-0, or else gonna tie out the set count and extend this set quite some time.
One hit or a little bit of chip damage could do it. A 6P is enough. And we've seen that exact same interaction with Bonbei winning so many times. Ori just finally found the right timing so that jumping option didn't land deep enough to counter the 6P.
Exactly. So beautiful patience there. Sometimes, you know, you gotta find that needle in the haystack timing to make sure that it doesn't hit so low that it goes right past their anti-air. And now JurassicOri just needs one more game to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Using some of those Leo frame traps. Baiting out the throw, but a burst comes out, a back throw incident. This is potentially huge for Bonbei, just running in for the throw. What a 6P from Ori.
Yeah, the Berserker Slash doesn't land, but at least it brings you back towards that mid-screen enough to get the one hit to bring you to set point.
Absolutely.
Ooh, beautiful bait on the 6P there, actually. Yeah, that Rainwater just waiting a little bit longer off of that upper body invul. All right, Bonbei tries to get the reset into the Winter Mantis, but not quite.
Trying to find some options to get out, but Ori, look at the patience in when you're running your own offense, the patience to block multiple hits. Just wait for them to try to scramble their way out of the corner.
Yep, beautiful frame trap with the 6K into HDP. It got you that wall break, and now, oh no, might have been able to kill there, but just waiting for a snail dead zone. That's going to be Ori moving on 3-0 over Bonbei. That game, too, was looking super close. We were seeing some signs of adaptation, but I don't know. When you're a top player across multiple games like Ori, you have layer 3, layer 4, layer 5, the whole tiramisu of adaptation to try and move on here. And coming up huge with the 3-0.
Absolutely, yeah. Ori looking really good both times that we've seen them on screen so far.
Yep.
I mean, looking so solid on the Leo. Here's the thing. You can do whatever you want to Leo. You can give him a boring patch. You can give him a bad patch. You can nerf him. Leo ain't going anywhere. The bones are good, so Leo's sticking around for sure.
That's what I'm saying. As long as that game plan stays intact, you know, you got the DP, you got the back turn shenanigans pulling up here, so definitely super strong. And he is no slouch on the damage. I get that, you know, we reduce damage across the board. We also have some extra consistency with the Wild Assault, though, right? So sometimes, you know, you're able to keep it going regardless. And Leo, I think, is a character we're going to be seeing quite a bit of for years to come as far as Strive is concerned. But speaking of characters, speaking of players that we're going to be seeing for years to come, we got a classic, a fan favorite, Apologyman, pulling up to the stand.
Rocking some of that Red Bull merch as well. Yeah, love it to see it. We're going to get to see some Faust gaming for sure.
Yep, excited to see it.
Yeah, very excited. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I'm always a fan of the Faust players. You know, it always sucks to see when they kind of hit that dooming arc of the of the patch. But I feel like this patch, you know, it had some really good stuff for Faust. Nothing too crazy. You know, it's not like Faust skyrocketing to top 1 or anything like that. But you know, the Faust players are enjoying themselves. A little bit more consistency built into their kit. Plus the psychological effect of having a holding on to a meteor, and your opponent is just like, oh, they just have a meteor. They can just do that whenever they want now.
You can just hold on to it, yeah.
I don't know what to do now because I don't want to be hit by this.
Exactly. It's scary. You're like, oh, okay, if they just get a knockdown, 2K2D, whatever. If it's 2K2D into a guaranteed meteor, then you're like, guys, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. But I do got to say also, you know, I've noticed a little bit that mental stat kind of goes both ways. Faust players have trained themselves so hard to be able to react and play on the fly and embrace the randomness of their character throwing out these random things. I've noticed that sometimes when a Faust player gets that meteor, eats it, or gets something really good like a mini Faust or a bomb, any of those top tier items, they eat it and then they just kind of hit that like choice paralysis of like, I know how to capitalize off of this coming out randomly, but I'm not 100% sure how to use this constructively now that I can just do it on demand.
Yeah, so there's some learning to be done on both sides. Yeah, you have the pressure of, okay, you got the hammer, you got the bomb, you got the meteors stocked up, but if you don't know exactly when to throw it out, maybe you actually go for that item toss, you know, a bit of an unsafe turn, they strike you out of it, and now you've lost the meteor that you tried to stock up. So that's how it goes out here. But I'm sure Apologyman has been doing his due diligence to try and lab out with the new features. Again, I think another Faust change that was pretty well appreciated, but I think goes under the radar a little bit. Now they're able to charge the scalpel, right? Which not only throws off some 6-speed timings if you're thinking like, oh, let me just anti-air, you know, 6-speed to try and go for the normals. Okay, gonna desync our pads here. I think this is the first time we've seen this. Technically, we shouldn't be doing this every time, but yeah, no.
Just a heads up. Make sure you desync your pads.
Yes.
You know, make sure, on top of button check, if you want to be a homie, just check it out when you sit down at the station. Just a real quick click through, make sure all the pads are desynced. Nobody wants some random person pausing their game in the middle of a heated match like I'm sure this is gonna be. We got a gold Lewis Dickinson on the other side. At this point in the bracket, I'm sure this is a name we recognize. We don't have a face for it quite yet, but we will in a moment.
That's the cool thing about coming from online commentary over to the offline tournaments, right? You get to put names to faces of, oh, I see you like every week. I see you tearing it up in brackets so often. But first game, we got Apologyman versus Please. That's a dope-ass tag. I gotta be real.
that is a fighting game player name for sure. We get into our first game here. Really aggressive start from both players. Apologyman's already got you in the corner. You already spent 100% burst on these white wild assaults just trying to escape the pressure. I like the idea, but when they don't connect like that, you've got to be missing that burst gauge already.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got the health and the defense to try and build it back up, but a little snip, snip, snip says Secretary of Absolute Defense trying to get the fade right now. Yup, ignited with the Afro, that JD, leaving you with that 1 HP.
Yep. Another White Wild Assault coming in, but hey, Gold Lewis tricks you into blocking once. Honestly, the White Wild Assault's pretty good. Nice little far slash there from Apologyman. I mean, this was one of those situations too, right? We had the Mini Faust out on the field. Mini Faust didn't even do anything, but the mental stack of having Mini Faust just chilling out right there next to you, that is such a, you can't hit anything because you'll hit the Mini Faust and lose your turn.
Yep.
So you just gotta let the pressure run. A little bit of bomb action coming in.
Again, Mini Faust on the screen, making sure that you're, you know, staying safe with that down back set. All right, I got to hold on to this pressure. Now, Apologyman gradually building up the meter, looking for something here. Going to get the home run on the scalpel. No RC, just keep that corner.
Weight's coming out. Oh, actually, I think armored through the weight there a little bit with the White Wild Assault. An interesting thing, Apologyman's got to block this out a little bit. Has to find a moment to escape the corner pressure. Going for the overhead for the red RC.
Oh, Deflect Shield gets a little bit of a gap there, but beautiful recognition from Apologyman. Not autopiloting the rest of the string and able to get their opportunity to punish. Game 1.
Please are using the burst meter very, very interestingly at the very least.
Yeah.
Lots of wild assault, kind of defensive wild assaults coming out, as well as getting that Deflect Shield coming out. Messing up Apologyman's pressure just a little bit, but now you're in the corner. We got those Kara Behemoths coming out.
Yeah, we saw a little micro delay in that block string. Maybe Please looking for a burst. There's some trying to, you know, wait for Apologyman to try and fight their way back out here, but strip the burst gauge, even on block with a Wild Assault, right? So now it's one less thing you have to worry about. And look at that wrist gauge. It's so cranked, dude.
Apologyman took one hit that entire round, and it was all chip damage all the way down. And that was incredible. I really like Please's approach there. As soon as they got pushed out in pressure, they just White Wild Assaulted back in to keep the pressure rolling.
Right. Alrighty here, landing on into the banana, but you got the Mini Faust Parade behind you. No, the far slash, it got buffed on the horizontal range, but not quite enough to pick up there.
So that's a big counter hit again on the White Wild Assault. The damage scaling is really high, but what a corner swap.
Yeah, I like that run under from Apologyman. Nope, just keep that wall health alive here. You want to get the most out of this. Make sure you get that Wild Assault for the hard knockdown.
What nice combo routing as well from Wild Apologyman.
I'm saying. Oh, the safe jump, you're big chiller.
Yep, definitely. Going straight to the cancel, and that is enough damage to kill there. Nicely done, Apologyman swinging back into it.
Yeah, had the punish ready with that 2S, knew you had exactly enough time here. 6B on the JD, which, you know, sounds easy, right? Oh, it's just 6B the aerial, it's so easy. Bros, if you haven't looked up that hitbox, it can be difficult to try and keep yourself in that perfect spacing. So, again, another 6B coming up huge here for the mix.
Yep. A little mash, catch it with these 5Ps a little bit. The multi-hit move just goes straight through the deflect shield, and that's something you got to be so careful of. I know a lot of the multi-hit moves, Bridget's JS on safe jumps will go straight through that deflect shield and just hits you on the second hit.
It's scary. Maintains the momentum. Speaking of maintaining the momentum, stuck in that close slash off of the BRC, and Apologyman, again, just a master of maintaining what side they want to be on the screen at all times.
A huge counter hit, and I think that this kills. We find the super. All burst safe and good to rumble.
The knee breaker to break that glass. We are 2-0 Apologyman right now. Just needs one more game.
Blitz is putting up a really, really good fight so far. Apologyman is finding just enough interactions to really make it happen. One of the things, you know, Apologyman had said this, and it's something that I have noticed a lot of in my own experience in tournaments, is Faust just takes longer to wrap up matches than any other character. A game 5 with a Faust will take somewhere around 15 minutes, where another character will be like 11 or 12. And that small, it seems small, but over the course of the day, it can be so exhausting. You know, when you're trying to play these stream matches, they're taking a little bit longer. You drop a combo here and there, and a Gold Lewis just suddenly runs you off into the corner. Now you got to make the whole thing happen again.
Yeah, I think Blitz might have been able to kill with the RC earlier, but just going to go for the super PRC there. Beautiful back throw. Take a round again.
Really, really good super PRC. We got some pop-offs happen on the other side of the room.
Right? Going crazy. We got some more Guilty Gear action on the other side here, but again, back into it. Apologyman gets the knockdown into the Afro. Not exactly the move that you're looking for, but at least put the lump back on the screen right behind you with the mini Faust in front, bro. You're getting 3v1 right now. You're getting flanked.
Yeah, absolutely. White Wild Assaulting through the bomb bag. Really, really good stuff. Blitz is using this White Wild Assault in ways that I have not seen yet, which I think is really, really good. Finding a lot of those gaps. We've got some trumpets down. The boys are here, but they're betraying Apologyman this time.
Exactly. Clowning their homie, says, no, you need to be brought down one more level.
That's
the White Wild Assault doesn't quite reach.
Oh no, all of the bombs missed, but the mini Faust is going to find it. The pop on the Afro after all of that. Nicely done. Apologyman on match point here.
Yeah, that Afro pop can be really difficult to try and block because it's not based on when you apply the explosion. It's based on how long the Afro has been there, and that's a fixed duration, so it can catch you out. You're getting caught out with the scalpel, but doesn't quite get the close slash to continue the combo.
Using that Wild Assault to get in, says, I want in now, and is profiting because of it.
Ooh, off to keep the corner, yeah, plus frames off of all these Behemoth Typhoons, gradually knocking at the door of Apologyman's meter, and now he's got nothing left to work with, but the crawl to go right under Force Slash.
The crawl, very, very good. And here we go, we're going golfing, playing some Neo Turf Masters today.
Oh yeah? We got the side game tournament in the main game right now. Nice. The swing to take it. 3-0 for Apologyman.
3-0 for Apologyman, but a great effort by Blitz there. Had some really, really solid rounds. Very, very good stuff. The Faust from Apologyman, though, is looking very clean. Yeah. We saw a couple of the new moves. You know, we actually haven't seen that much as far as the new moves. We watched FourFaceButtons, wasn't really using the May hop off the Dolphin. You know, Apologyman wasn't using too many of the item eats. I did see them chomp on a trumpet there in one of the last rounds, but you know, didn't actually end up throwing it out afterwards. Just kind
More so just to hold on to it so that their opponent didn't get it, right? I don't want the trumpet on the screen. I just want you to not have the opportunity to fight for it. You know?
Exactly, and that alone can be such a big option for the Faust players because that's one of the huge sources of inconsistency for the character is your opponent gets the trumpet every time you throw the trumpet. Almost every time you throw the trumpet.
You throw it at them, right? So it's like, when are you going to find the opportunity to do your silly, funny Faust crawl all the way across the screen?
Exactly. Very, very good stuff so far, though. Seeing Apologyman cook it up a little bit, I'm sure, making it through their pool unscathed so far, but those upsets are always just right around the corner waiting to happen, especially when you're getting to kind of this stage of the pool where you're starting to hit that point where you're deciding who's making it out on winners and who's making it out on losers, you know? I mean, you can't let your focus slip at this stage of the bracket.
Exactly. I mean, it's scary, right? Yeah, if you make it out of pools, you're like, hell yeah, all right, I move on to the next step. But if you're already in losers by the time you leave, especially with all the killers that you're going to be meeting from those other pools, you know, that's just one extra layer of pressure on, oh, yeah, maybe I can drop a game, maybe I can drop a round here, but next set, if I lose, it's over, you know? Absolutely. And that can be a stress that kind of follows you into those next days, you know, as we head into the later phases of the bracket.
Now we're going to see how the bracket is shaking up as we move on through here. We're going to see Jacko and Eno.
Wait, no way.
There's some good characters.
Now, I'm an Eno enjoyer, and I know we got some Jacko fans over there in the chat, but these are relatively uncommon character picks, I feel like. They play a little weird. Jacko, you got to learn how to manipulate the minions. You know, Eno, that movement is super slippery, but it can be a little difficult for people to kind of get a grasp on. So I'm excited to see it as we head into game number 1 here.
I mean, Eno, you know, from what I've been seeing on the timeline, Eno's a little bit juiced this patch. Jacko struggling a little bit, you know.
I don't know if she gained too much.
I think the Jacko players are struggling a lot, I think, is the very least fair to face. Nice 6P coming out. We got Zaye and Ichika here in Combo Breaker.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that MLA. So the new Eno move, Mad Love Agitato, it actually gets you it's an advancing guard crush that leads into the high-low. So I would not be surprised to see quite a bit of it. Ichika trying to hold on here. That defense command stops the approach for just a little bit, but you're kind of low on the minion meter, right? You can't make too much of that spin approach.
Absolutely. Nice hit in here. And both of these players, this can be such a swingy match just because both of these characters want to run their own game plan so hard. Nice 6P there from Zaye. It's all about how can you escape your opponent's pressure. Jacko pressure, you know, and the mid screen, a little bit easier to escape than the Eno pressure. You can just mash that 6P out and you'll be all right some of the time.
Dude, the new combo rounding with the Eno special, I gotta say, as an Eno, bro, it looks so sick. It adds the consistency and also gives you a little bit, whoop!
Yeah, that's the teleport. That is the teleportation special. Nicely done from Zaye.
Yep. It's the instant transmission, right? You know, so you do Mad Love Agitato and then the fast BRC. You can actually go into the high-low, right? JH whiff into 2K or just a JS to try and get that overhead in Zaye. It's a quick game 1.
It is rare that you see a tech just be discovered and be used so quickly. Yeah. I was seeing someone naming that on Twitter like last week.
Oh yeah, probably like, he's like, what do we call it?
Yeah,
you know, is it slingshot? Is it teleport? Like, what's the moves here?
Yeah, very, very good stuff. It's so rare to see that being utilized so quickly.
Yeah.
But you'll love to see it. Those PRC rockets are terrifying.
I know. Yep, Zaye about to get that 50 meter. Yeah, and that confirms off of the Wild Assault as well. So Eno gets a lot more access to this positive bonus, so we're going to be seeing things like that instant transmission, that Air Fortissimo to keep the turn going. And what is Ichika supposed to do if you can't even get that first knockdown?
Yeah, and so fast into the 2K2D on that as well.
I gotta imagine Zaye is comfortable in this matchup, right? It seems like they're presenting a lot of different options that, you know, Jacko has a strong 2D, you know, pulling out the minions to try and get some space here, but every single time they've tried to switch up the neutral approach, Zaye has been ready and one step ahead.
Yep, and also the frame traps from the Mad Love have just been so consistent.
Yep.
The new combo rounding with the Wild Assault, incredible for the Eno players.
Oh yeah.
I think Eno might be a little bit of a threat coming up in this bracket.
Exactly. And she's a scary tournament pick, right? Because again, pretty uncommon, forces you to play in a pretty particular way, and especially you're deep into the bracket. You're already pretty exhausted, and now you got to deal with the silly, funny witch of 50-50s. It is a rough situation here, and Zaye already running away with that positive bonus. Bates out the burst too! Zaye knows you're stressing.
Yeah, you are got to be stressing here. A throw as well. Zaye with a perfect going into match point. The mental stack has got to be so high. I mean, Jacko is a character that you just, if you can just get Zaye into the corner, get your minions down, you were almost there, just a little bit further. You can take the runaway with the match so quickly, but Eno just does the same thing and is right now doing it a lot more consistently.
Exactly. That consistency coming up huge. The Air Fortissimo going to get you that hard knockdown as well. And we have a full burst gauge available. Zaye is not going to be using it for defense. They're running it down with that Wild Assault, just knocking on the doors, trying to get something going. But a back throw would be the situation that you need. Ichika to take around. Another throw resets the pressure.
Yep, this could be exactly what you're looking for as the Jacko player. No meter on deck. You're safe though. Red RC into the overhead. Take the turn back.
Yep, I love the delay on the burst. Waits out the gold burst, spacing it out with the minions as well. Beautiful choice there. Now we're going to be seeing the H tier. Got to keep up the Pichu pressure. Look how much minion cage we have just to keep it going.
Yep.
Say you don't have any FD to keep out, but finally making our way to the mid screen once again.
Very nicely done. Ichika with an incredible corner pressure sequence, running down all of that FD meter, making Zaye work for it a little bit here. Has to recover that mental though, because as soon as the Eno's in the driver's seat again, they're running it.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, you can take a round once you have that corner situation, but Zaye has been making it so difficult to even get that first hit, putting the notes out on the screen, catching out your run up with the HCL, and now we're going to be able to seal it out. No, not quite. The Mad Love Agitado, you're just a little too far from the corner. Ichika, this is a real uphill battle. You're going to need 2 good hits, but a 2D going to close it out for Zaye. 3-0, moving on for the Eno Bros.
Really, really nicely done. You had to keep that pressure so tight there. That 2K2D was just waiting to come out.
Oh, yeah.
2P. You know, when you're in that situation, that's the peak of Guilty Gear mental stack. I feel like you have one chance to not miss your chance to blow, but unfortunately this time around, it did pass by.
Alrighty guys, so that was going to be the last match of Guilty Gear Strive pools for this block. Again, it's been your boy Jatsu. We got Pariah Dogs on the desk here. Any last words before we head out?
Hey, happy to be here. Love it up here at CEOtaku 2023. Come check us out. Come say hi. Follow the Funky P on Twitch. And we will be seeing you guys throughout the entire weekend for some more awesome Guilty Gear Strive and other games.
Yeah.
We got some Street Fighter and everything coming up too.
Yeah, hope you guys are hyped to see it, and we will see you around. Peace.